A lot of people want to know what happens right after Invincible Season 3. Well, Omni-Man and Alan become space buddies and take on missions, and that shit is peak. So without wasting time, let's get right into it. The story picks up in deep space after Alan and Omni-Man broke out of Veltramite prison, and Omni-Man finally decides to tell Alan the truth about the Veltram Empire. Veltram is home to a violent race that even slaughtered each other just so the strongest remained. Then after establishing the Veltram Empire, they went out to conquer other planets for nearly 1,000 years, until the day their enemies made a weapon capable of hurting them. The Ops cooked up a virus unique to the Veltramites' genetic code. This virus was almost dropping the entire population like flies. It became known as the Scourge Virus. And for the people that survived, they discovered the deadly after effects. We learned that was around the time Conquest got his arm bit off by a Ragnar, and it was unrepairable. For a short period of time after the virus left their system, their strength and their invulnerability was greatly weakened. For decades, the virus took countless lives. And in the end, Veltram Empire lost 99.9% of their population. Look at all them dead bodies, bro. This shit crazy. But the strongest endured. But Veltram had to switch up their plan. From here on out, they would expand at a much slower pace, because now they only send one Veltramite to conquer alien planets on their own. For example, Omni-Man getting sent to Earth. They started encouraging the Veltramites to crossbreed, something that was once forbidden. That's what made Omni-Man's mission so important, because human DNA is almost 100% compatible with Veltramite DNA. So Earth is to become a breeding camp. But now Omni-Man's like, fuck that shit. Alan's like, damn, that shit's tough. We gotta go warn Mark. But Nolan's like, nah, take me to the coalition of planets immediately. Alan's like, I don't know how my boss finna feel about that. But Nolan's like, bro, if we're gonna save Earth and stop the Veltram Empire, the coalition needs to know everything I know. I got some books that contain some valuable information. Information that will gain your boss's trust. Alan's like, say less, let me go grab my gear, then we out. Sometime later on the planet of Telescria, the secret home base of the coalition of planets, Alan's girl is wondering where the hell he's been. He's like, babe, I was on a little Veltramite mission. I would have contacted you if I could, but you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not talking about that bullshit. Why are you sleeping on the couch? I've been living without you for months, so give me that deal now. She on some freaky type timing. Alan's like, nah, we can't do this right now. And when his girl finally looks behind him, she sees Omni-Man, and to her, that's just a Veltramite. So she immediately grabs the alien Glockiana and blasts bro. But all that did is burn his clothes off, and he tells her, I'm sorry to startle you. I'm not here to hurt you, I promise. Alan's like, yeah, that's my boy, I'll vouch for him. And Nolan just stands there awkwardly butt-ass naked. The next day, Nolan and Alan meet up with Thetis. Nolan lets him know that there's less than 50 pure-blooded Veltramites left, and that's when he finds out that Thetis is also a Veltramite too. Nolan also informs him on the many weapons that can harm Veltramites. So Thetis assigns Alan and Nolan on a secret mission to secure these weapons. So they slap on the drip and get right to work. First location is a place Omni-Man hasn't been to in almost 100 years. This is where he defeated the space racer and trapped him underneath a rock. And after searching the area, he finally finds Space Racer's Glockiana. This shit can shoot indestructible blasts that can shoot through anything, but it can only be fired by him. He got a special bond with the gun like Thor with his hammer type shit. But now that Space Racer is finally dead, Omni-Man can take the gun. But the moment he tries to grab it, the gun flies into the rubble. Nolan's like, damn, it looks like the gun still flies to the corpse when you touch it. So him and Alan start digging through rocks to grab it. But to their surprise, Space Racer is still alive, and he points the Glock to Omni-Man's head. Nolan of Veltram, give me one reason not to kill you where you stand. Bro's like, I don't know. And they charge at Space Racer ready to attack. You couldn't kill me last time when I was by myself, and now I got help? You're cooked. Omni-Man rocks him with a left, knocking the gun out of his hand, but he still fired a shot, and it shoots right through the asteroid, causing a chain reaction. Everything around them starts crumbling, but all three of them make it out on time. Space Racer's like, get off me. Chill, bro, don't shoot, hear me out. What could you possibly say that I would want to hear? Nolan tries to tell him they were here to free him the whole time, But Space Racer's not buying that bullshit. Alan steps in and convinces Space Racer to join the coalition of planets. He agrees, but he says if they cross him, they're getting a bullet to the brain. Ooh, scary. They just like, damn, this dude's tough. Good work out there, boys. They're like, that was something slight, and they're ready for their next mission. But that shit's in 2 days, so Nolan's gonna be crashing at Alan's place. And that boy can't get no sleep, cause Alan is constantly clapping cheeks. Dude, we're not keeping you up, are we? No. Oh, good. See you in the morning. Next, they head to a planet looking for these creatures called Ragnars. These creatures are strong enough to kill Viltrumites. So last time Nolan was here, he had a plan to freeze them. So they plan on loading them into the ship before they thaw out. Cause if them boys unfreeze, it's not gonna be nothing but bad news. He tries to explain this to this long-headed ass dude, but he's too hard-headed and he doesn't listen. Bro fired a beam, unthawing the Ragnars at a rapid rate. Nolan's like, no! Dumbass dude. Now they only got a few minutes, so they gotta work fast. They pick up a Ragnar and try to take it up, but that shit breaks out the ice. Oh my god. Ah! Long-headed dude's like, what's the process? Failure is not an option here. What's going on down there? Report. Alan's like, you dumbasses screwed up the plan, bruh. All the ice is melted. This mission is a bust. I'm getting us up out of here. But all we see is Nolan and Alan getting jumped by these creatures. Omni-Man punches one of them in the jaw, then flies at the other one trying to take a bite out of Alan and trucks him. Nolan tells Alan to dip. He'll be right behind him. Luckily, they both survived that encounter. They let Thetis know the mission failed, but he's still happy because now they at least know where the Ragnars are. Nolan and Alan then head to multiple locations looking for more weapons. One planet has a poisonous to Viltrumites. The second planet tells them about their warrior tech jacket that could help them out. Then the two of them search through space looking for space sharks. Then they go to Battle Beast's planet looking for him, but he's not there. After he turned their planet into a utopia, they never seen him again, cause bro was addicted to squabbles and conflict. Back at the crib, Nolan still suffers hearing Alan clap cheeks with his girl every night, but thankfully he finally gets his own place. Thetis and Nolan chill until Thetis decides to show him the Scourge Virus, letting Nolan know that he's the one responsible for cooking that shit up. And this new strain they're making is even stronger than the last one. He says if shit starts to look rough, he won't hesitate to use that shit again, even if it means suicide for them. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end the video right here. Let me know your thoughts on it, and if you want more Invincible, drop a comment below. On that note, I'm gonna see y'all boys and girls next time.